Welcome to Obstacle Running Adventures.
And then after college, years passed. I went to grad school, things kind of dwindled. I did nothing, not nothing. I still did stuff, but like very much nothing in comparison to what I had been doing. And then I had my daughter, and that kind of like for a really long time put a stand. So I pretty much just walked and run here and there. And it took about a year and a half after having her that I picked up running again. Um, and the kind of like fell right back into it. I've always been able to kind of fall back into it. And then in 2024, my undergrad alumni was like, "Hey, we want to induct you into our athletic hall of fame." So I was like, "That's amazing." Like, okay, so we went to that, and then that was kind of like I was like, I really miss competing. Like I really miss like that part of like who I am. So got on Facebook. I started scrolling like for events near me. At the time, we were living up. My husband was at West Point, so he's military. So we were up there, and that's how I found Obstacle Wonderland. It was his 2024, the Hollow Weird event.
Okay.
I was always like, oh, I don't want to I don't know if I can do this stuff. I don't know if I want to like put myself out there and do it. But I was like, screw it. Like, I'm gonna do it. It's just for fun. And I loved it. I was like, this is what I want to do. And of course, like I had been starting to work out harder and stuff at that point, so yeah, I had my son in between there before this race. And then so I found Obstacle Wonderland and kind of fell in love. And Gabe was the one that kind of gave me the push, was like, you really could do something if you do these Spartan races. I was like, oh, I don't know. I've never done them. So my first one ever, I did an open heat with my husband because I was like, I need to get a feel for this first. And it was at Bethel. So it
Okay.
was muddy and horrible and raining. And I loved it. I was like, this is awesome. So I was like, all right, I'll sign up for the elite heat. So Palmerton was my first elite race ever, and I ended up winning it. So that was like a good push. Like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
This is fun.
And Palmerston's like one of the more difficult supers in the world too. So
Yeah, but
yeah.
you know what? And I say this to everybody. I love hills. I love mountains. Like if I had to pick a mountain or a flat course, a mountain any day because it kind of like gives you, you kind of push, you get a minute to come down. Like it's not like an all out flat course sprint type of thing. So
That's
yeah,
fair.
that's kind of how I fell into it. I mean, I owe a lot to Gabe at Obstacle Wonderland for sure. I mean, he's done a lot for me in terms of the obstacle course racing. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So
that's how I'm here.
a lot to unpack there. Gabe is, I've met thousands and thousands of people doing the sport for a decade plus. Gabe's one of the nicest people out there. He's
Oh
so
my God, he
sweet,
is.
what he does for the community and everything like that. That being said, I haven't had the chance to go out to Halloween yet. Halloween's my favorite time of the year. It's very competitive, like what I do with my
Mhm.
weekends. I need to make it out sometime. How was that
Yeah.
event? It looks awesome.
It was so much fun. I mean, they have such a good time there. Gabe is amazing. Like, as you know, he is amazing. So he's dressed up. Everybody dresses up and they're in a costume or whatever. And you kind of go and it's for you. So it's competitive, like if you want it to be, or it's go out there, have fun, try the obstacles as many times as you want. And if you can't complete it, move on or whatever. But it's a lot of fun. And I like it because his biggest thing is like, I want every type of athlete to be able to come. So it makes you feel very comfortable and welcome. It's awesome. It's a really good time. He's doing that Rise of the Obstacles at the end of this month. So
Oh,
if
I
you
know.
can get there, yeah.
So my plan isn't to race it, but I plan to go there and do like interviews and stuff like that. So maybe
Okay,
I'll see you there. But yeah,
I will be there.
the last time I had the chance to go out was their Boogie Wonderland. And I think they had like a 5 hour race. And I did
Okay.
like the first 2.5 hours. I stopped and I did interviews and I did like another 2.5 hours. And I had so much fun because the sport has changed a lot over the years. I've been in it for a long time, but he has like captured like what the local feel of OCR should be, and we'll get into
Yeah.
it in a little bit. But like Newbsanity also really has a good feel there too. But I
Yeah.
also wanted to go back and talk about you being inducted into the Mansfield Alumni Athletic Hall of Fame because I was
Mhm.
like you and three others. How did it feel to be honored in that way, like years later?